A man should have a hobby.
Well, it's more than a hobby. A hobby's supposed to pass the time, not fill it.
Your time's so empty.
Well, hello everyone. I'm home at the moment. I had a couple of busy weeks at work, and also I had holiday with my kids. But we managed to do the winterization of the boat, and I will guide you through what I do to keep the boat protected here in cold Norway. And I hope you can learn something from it. So hope you enjoy it. First of all, I disconnect the raw water hose from the sail drive, and I connect this to a freshwater hose before we then run the engine on fresh water for about 20 minutes. After flushing the raw water system with fresh water for about 20 minutes, which in turn makes the oil quite nice and warm for the coming oil change, we flushed the raw water system with antifreeze, which is a mixture of 50-50 antifreeze and water, which can take down to minus 37 centigrades. It's actually my daughter helping me out here. And my son is also helping me out. He's outside watching the outlet for the cooling water. So then you're basically just running the engine until you can see antifreeze coming out the exhaust outlet. And then everything is done. Ja da. Ikke så mye. So the engine is done, and now I will just put some antifreeze in the toilet. Already flushed the tank, sewage tank, quite well with salt water before the boat was hauled out. So this is concentrated antifreeze, and this will mix with the seawater in the tank, or a little bit of seawater in the tank, and then it's a nice mixture. Just put a bit in. A bit more. That should do it. As Norway tends to be quite cold in the winter, I try to get as much fresh water out of the freshwater system as possible. First of all, I empty the tank by simply by keeping the pump running until it's sucking air. And then I disconnect the hose from the water pump or the accumulator tank before I run the pump a bit even more to empty the pump itself and the tank. And last, I try to drain the hoses to the consumers as much as possible. One thing I also do after the haul out every year is water sanding the bottom. I do this of several reasons, but First of all, I do it to remove any loose particles from the last coat of anti-fouling. Second, to prevent that you build up a thick layer of anti-fouling over the years. Third, to get a smooth finish or to keep the smooth finish on the bottom. And fourth, to have a good bond for the next coat of anti-fouling. That's why I also repeat this process springtime before I put on the next coat, since you have a lot of dirt all over the bottom after the winter. So I actually use 800 grit for the bottom, and above the waterline, because you have a little bit of anti-fouling above the waterline, I use 400 grit because the anti-fouling here is not worn down as it is below the waterline. For those of you who thinks this is a big job, I can say that I use between 30 and 40 minutes on my boat, which is 29 feet. Yes, it's a shitty job. You got anti-fouling all over yourself, but it's really worth the time and effort to do this. Then the last thing to do is to get the canvas on.
You know what I think? I think that we're all in our private traps, clamped in, and none of us can ever get out. We scratch and claw, only at the air, only at each other. And for all of it, we never budge an inch.
So that's all for now, folks. Next week we'll start to mount the new furler, which came this week, along with the new headsail or Genoa, which looks absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to have it on, to put it on next year. So we see you around.